Hey guys, welcome back, and today I'm going to be showing you a camera switcher from jltools. Alright, so here we are in a session of Houdini, and usually when we try to work with different cameras, we just kind of have them in the network, just like this. So if we create a camera, alright, and then let me just put a box to kind of have something to look at. We have our camera selected, go in here in the viewport, next to perspective, and you can select your camera, and then we can lock it and then move it, and then we can have the position where we want our camera to go. So, and then let's say we wanted to create camera 2, we switch to a different camera angle. Now we're a little bit closer, and there you go. So once your network gets a little bit more dense and you have more nodes around, you can start to have different chains of networks in Solaris, or even different cameras in object context. So we can go to object context as well and create our camera, and then we can look through the camera, lock it, reset the view with space G, and then we can do maybe a rubber toy, move our camera here, and then, you know, in order to switch cameras to the other context, we'll have to go to stage, go in here. Maybe I want to select camera 1, then I have to kind of select here and then look through that. So let's say I wanted to do a different object here. So we'll do Tommy, the test geometry, and I'm looking at camera 2. And when you're working quickly and you want to go through networks, there's really no easy way to do it. So that's why we have this tool here. It's called Camera Switcher. So what you do is you refresh the cameras, and then it's going to tell you object context or lock context. And right now, there's nothing happening, but we could switch. If we double click on the camera, we can switch in between cameras. So here, camera 1, and then camera 2, back to this one. So that already speeds up the process like quite a bit. But so there's another thing in Houdini, it's called bookmarks, which is pretty cool. So if you go into the timeline here and you create a new bookmark, you can set a range, and we can do like Tommy, right? And then we have that. So if we double click on it, we just get into that section, and then we know we're animating in that bookmark there. So if you go to the bookmark editor, you can see that there you have your bookmark, you have your visibility for it, and your frame range, and, you know, some colors you can select. But what if we want to take this to the next level and actually utilize this in a way that is more productive to work with? If we right click here, delete this, and now if we add the bookmarks from our camera switcher node, we can just add here, add, it gets the name of the camera. We can add it here, and then every time you create a new camera, it will actually randomize the color of our play bar here, our selected in and out points for the play bar. So we can kind of move away from the bookmarks, and we can go back in here. And what's pretty cool is that we can just select the frame range here and put 25, put 50, and now you have camera 1 and 2. Now you have camera 1 with this range, and maybe this one was 60 to 120. And then you have 3 different bookmarks there. So if you want to change the color, you could change it here, changes the bookmark color. You could set the visibility to turn it on and off. And you could write a comment, which will actually write it into the node. So we can put rubber toy, and we could put camera 1 is box, camera 2 is Tommy. And as you can see, as soon as I double click on them, it actually jumps in that frame range, which is pretty awesome, because then you can do your animation for that camera, for that specific scene in that frame range, and same thing here. And then we can jump back into the different context there. All right. So let's open up another scene, and you could see these are our old cameras. We could just put refresh, and now we have all the new cameras here. So I can turn off the visibility like we've done before, and we can just double click on one, and you see that there's kind of like an error here. The problem is here is that when we double click, we're actually selecting and displaying the current camera. So if our cameras are further up the chain, how these are, because these are manipulated in the position here, we're not going to be able to see what's going on. So a useful way to do that, we can select our output node or a node further down the chain like this one, and then click on add node. And now it locks it to that to display that. So now when we double click on here, we actually switch our camera and then set the display to the output node or to the locked node that we selected. If you wanted to clear the lock, you just clear the lock here by pressing this button here. And there you go. So in order to bring it back, just select the node, click add, locks it in place. And now we can switch in between cameras really quickly and get what we want. So this is like a different scene here. So if I wanted to jump to these two scenes here, we have looked up to, and then it's locking it. So we need to make sure we unlock and then double click on it. And now we have this section here. So if we double click on the other camera, has a different focal length, and then we can just do that. And if we go here, it's going to jump into these cameras here. So wheel, and then the angle 1 through 3 are the ones that are right here. So double click on that, switches, and there you have it. So this is an awesome tool that has really helped me like switch in between scenes really quickly and move into different contexts really quickly as well. If I have cameras in the object context or in Solaris, this is a really good tool that you guys can use. All right, guys. So if you want to check it out, the tool is jltools. This is a whole suite of tools that speed up your workflow. All the tools up here are different things we got. And then in the create tab, we have a lot more different things. So in the next coming videos, I'm going to be discussing each one by one and how they speed up your workflow and optimize things in Houdini. All right, guys, hope you liked the video, and I'll see you guys on the next one.